Let's do this. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, settle down. Let me do this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of GODGOTHAM Game, and welcome back to the channel. The second channel. Alright, y'all, the thumbnail, y'all see the title, and today, I want to check out another power skill. So I'm looking everywhere, bro. And this one popped up on my in front of my face and stuff. So, you know, and you already know we got Omni-Man versus the one, the only, the God, the man that can't be defeated. You already know it's Saitama, the dude that can't be defeated. He is him. He's that guy. And I don't got it all in my mind. I got it all in my mind. He can be everybody. We know this. But anyway, I want to see this. One Punch Man versus, I already know, Omni-Man. So you already know I'm here for it. You already know. Anyway, how y'all day been? Y'all been doing good? I've been doing so you already know. Link is going to be down in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe. What the fuck to do, man? I'm a slogan. I am the greatest. And the rest, I am. I'm putting money on Saitama. I think Saitama gonna win it though. Go ahead.
Heroism is a topic tackled in many different stories. What it means to be a hero, what it costs. Two of my favorite stories in this regard are One Punch Man and Invincible. And since both series are getting a new season, I thought it might be cool to talk about what if Omni-Man could beat Saitama. Let's build a bit of
Omni-Man strong now. I'm just saying, but I think he can. I think Saitama can like beat him up, bro, like easy. That's just me though.
Of a story. We'll say that Nolan Grayson and the Viltrumite Empire exists in One Punch Man's universe instead of their own. Okay. And Nolan was sent to this Earth where he becomes S-Class Rank 2 Omni-Man. After his son gets superpowers, he executes the S-Class heroes. But coincidentally, the hero caped bald the S-Class heroes, but coincidentally, the hero caped Baldy was there with his pupil Genos. For this video, I'll be going into manga and comic spoilers for both, but I'll try to avoid spoiling as much as I can. And real quick, guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, One Punch Man, Invincible, make sure you hit subscribe and hit that like button. Let me know you guys like it. I appreciate all the support you guys give me. I know I might not be the most consistent uploader, and I'm really trying to work on that. But it really does mean a lot that you guys have gotten us to almost 15,000 subscribers. So let's keep it up. Let's hit 15 and then reach even higher. So once again, thank you guys and enjoy the video. Let's get started with Omni-Man since he's sort of the attacker in this scenario. Omni-Man, at his peak, consistently scales to multi-continental to planetary ranges of power. Without going into much detail, in a battle, Omni-Man helps destroy a planet with his son Mark and another Viltrumite Thetis.
Okay, he helped him, but he did it himself though, so you know what I'm saying? We just ain't. I'm be quiet.
This feat has been consistently calculated to being between 10 to the 27 and 10 to the 33 joules of energy, which is around multi-continental to planetary. To put that in perspective, the strongest nuclear bomb ever detonated is around 10 to the 17 joules of energy, meaning Omni-Man is billions of times stronger than any nuke on the planet, even lowballing. That also means he would murder Homelander.
Oh my God! I love Homelander. Come on now. So Omni-Man can beat Homelander. Yeah, no, yeah, what it is, bro.
Many take issue with this feat, seeing as Theta says if they don't hit the planet's core at the same time, they'll all die. Not only does this not matter, as those calculations already factor in the fact that it's a kind of three-man team-up, but this is not a normal planet either. This planet was able to withstand a blast from Space Racer and his weapon, the Infinity Ray. Space Racer was an opponent that Omni-Man fought 100 years ago. The Viltrumites were worried about Space Racer and his powerful weapon, which could supposedly blast holes through planets and even stars. Omni-Man goes after him and actually says that the legends were all true. He then beats Space Racer so bad he spends the next 100 years unconscious in a pile of rocks. This gun, which can blast through stars, couldn't go through this planet, and the feat actually seems a whole lot more impressive. The fact that Omni-Man can even beat Space Racer in the past also makes this more consistent. Much earlier in the series, a young Mark can also tackle Alan the Alien into the moon.
Why that drawing look like that? I ain't gonna hold that go.
So hard it sends debris flying hundreds of kilometers away. This feat being calculated at 10 to the 28 to 10 to the 31 joules of energy, which is in a similar range as that planet level feat earlier. And we've all seen how Omni-Man treats Mark at this point. Even in
his own son. That's crazy.
The animated series, Omni-Man treats Texas-sized meteors like it's no big deal. This is only in the series, but a hunk of rock the size of a small country would generate enough energy to destroy the moon. With that in mind, Omni-Man consistently scales to multi-continental to planetary ranges fairly easily, if not much higher with that Space Racer scaling. Speed is one of Omni-Man's more underrated and insane attributes. Many characters in Invincible cross intergalactic distances in very short periods of time, such as Alan the Alien, other Viltrumites, and Omni-Man himself. When Omni-Man flies away at the end of Season 1, he's actually flying to another planet in a completely other galaxy. The Guide to the Invincible Universe lists this as the Virgo Cluster, which is 65 million light years.
I know we had he got another human race chick pregnant. Yeah, I was keeping up with it too, bro.
Years away. Seeing as Omni-Man flew this distance in a week or two, he'd be reaching roughly 1.6 to 3.2 billion times the speed of light. Even if we said it was a much closer galaxy, say the nearby Andromeda Galaxy, he'd still be flying at around 100 million times the speed of light. Alan the Alien regularly performs similar feats, and Mark even considers spacecraft that cover these galactic distances slow in comparison to himself. This may seem pretty ludicrous, considering these characters clearly don't zip around the Earth in nanoseconds, but it's explained by Robert Kirkman, the characters in the comic, and the guides, that the characters hold back as to not threaten or damage the planets they're inhabiting. The guide also tells us that characters do this by approaching the speed of light, then sorta time dilating or quantum jumping. However, even this guide says that doesn't really make sense, and these characters can actually react to their travel speed a lot, such as when Alan stops mid-flight to save a spaceship, or when Mark jumps off a spaceship traveling towards Earth, then outruns it. The guide also explains that Alan's reflexes are proportional to his flight speed, meaning, yes, they can react at these speeds as well. Omni-Man is also an incredibly experienced and intelligent being. As a warrior race, the Viltrumites are well versed in combat, and in his thousands of years, Omni-Man has fought many beings that threaten Viltrumites. He's also been on Earth for decades with the express purpose of learning their weaknesses and conquering them, as well as dominating countless worlds for hundreds of years. He can fight for hours at a time, and can hold his breath and fly for weeks on end, possibly without sleeping either. This means Omni-Man is both incredibly skilled and has ludicrous amounts of stamina. That wraps up Omni-Man. Now we can go over Earth's unknown defender, Saitama.
Let's go.
Even early in the series, Saitama fights the dominator of the universe, Boros, and overpowers his strongest attack, which could even destroy the planet or even stars depending on which guide or source you use. However, this is nothing to Saitama's current power. At the end of the Garo saga, Saitama faces the Hero Hunter. Even in early forms, Garo could karate chop continental monsters in half, but now he's gained a greater power from God himself. From here, Garo becomes someone who can genuinely challenge Saitama. And
hey, wait a minute now. Come on. Saitama fan, come on. Hey, yo. Yeah. At least now I don't have to worry about going out again. Yo, like saying, he fighting with one hand, bro. Like he ain't going all the way out, bro. Like he ain't going all the way out, bro. He's still like he ain't even going like God mode. Let me, but you know, okay, let's go.
Saitama gets hit by a gamma ray burst without even a scratch.
Eating that. And that's a burst, bro.
This gamma ray burst has been calculated even at the lowest level, being 10 to the 36 joules of energy.
And he ate that.
Or enough to destroy the Earth over 10,000 times.
And Saitama ate that like it ain't nothing.
It goes a step beyond that when Saitama and Garo clash serious punches after Garo
can master it very well. Okay, let me
copies Saitama's full power. And the shockwave creates a hole in the sky, erasing hundreds or perhaps thousands of stars.
Some people want to say it pushed back, but I think it destroyed. We're gonna let y'all mind run wild. It destroyed.
They both then get many times stronger to the point that Saitama would destroy himself from the start of the fight. It gets so insane that Garo, who is rivaling Saitama at the start and also has his own super adapting potential, could not even fathom how strong Saitama was, and Saitama blows him away just by sneezing, which also destroys Jupiter.
And it's a sneeze. Ain't Superman did something like that too? Did something? Ain't Superman? He sneezed and he almost did. It's something. I've been checking now. I've been checking. Well, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, and people be thinking like, I don't want to get back into it, but people be thinking like Goku can really beat this guy. I don't want to get into it anymore. I'm done with it. Goku can't even beat Sonic. He probably can't even beat Kirby.
This sneeze was calculated to being around 10 to the 42 joules of energy, or enough to destroy a star. Speed-wise, Saitama completely blitzes Garo at numerous stages of their fight, with Garo even at the very start of the fight being far faster than he had ever been before. On the moon of Jupiter, Saitama does this, which is
that was table flip. He did that table flip.
Been calculated anywhere
between the thing
hundreds to possibly.
And let's not forget, Garo, he got radiation all over him, bro. And Saitama and that ain't even hurting Saitama, bro.
Billions of times the speed of light. Even far before this, Garo fights Platinum S, and the two create a similar constellation, which many have calculated to reach hundreds to perhaps thousands of times the speed of light. In terms of abilities, Saitama is a weird one. His arsenal is more so based on his array of resistances, so we'll go over his abilities when we actually go over the fight. Now that we've gone over the stats, I'll just be honest, there is no chance Omni-Man has to ever hurt Saitama with raw power.
Well, let's see how you handle this.
The best scaling Omni-Man has of helping destroy a planet at best comes out to around 10 to the 33 joules. Saitama at his peak is able to totally eclipse that with a sneeze, which reaches 10 to the 42 joules, which makes him 1 billion times stronger than Omni-Man. 1 billion. This isn't helped by the fact that this feat from Omni-Man wore him out so much he was unconscious briefly, whereas Saitama obviously did it with a sneeze. Highball
with a sneeze, bro! And it was an accident. By accident.
We can say that Space Racer's star-piercing blast couldn't shoot through that planet, but Omni-Man could, which would make Omni-Man star level. This is still nothing compared to Saitama. The aforementioned sneeze was already calculated to reaching star level as well, and even before that, Saitama and Garo punch away countless stars.
Punch away, it destroyed. You can punch away or destroy, it destroyed. Punch away is destroyed. Yeah, how you want to take it.
Even way earlier in the series, Saitama could counter Boros' collapsing star roaring cannon with a serious punch, an attack stated capable of destroying stars. In terms of power, Omni-Man is very similar to Boros. He is consistently portrayed as a
But I like Baro. Baro's strong too now.
planetary threat with some possible star level scaling, but as we know, Saitama slammed Boros. Speed-wise is a bit more complicated. The most extreme highballed calcs for Saitama do reach that billions of times FTL range, while even the most fodder Invincible characters can cross intergalactic distances without a sweat. Saitama can reach those levels, but it's not as consistent. You can also downplay Omni-Man speed to sub-light, as the guide explains. Saitama would definitely be faster. Even downplaying Saitama has shown many FTL feats such as outpacing Flashy Flash, or actually even turning his entire body before the light from his reflection could reach his eyes. Going forward, we will be using the higher end scaling for Omni-Man. So Omni-Man can't hurt Saitama, but Saitama can't really ever hit Omni-Man either. So how would each combatant approach the fight? Omni-Man has over a millennium of combat experience and knowledge, but it's all meaningless against Saitama. Saitama was able to fight the hero hunter Garo, who studied various fighting styles and defeated many powerful and skilled heroes. He fuses all these techniques into what he calls the epitome of martial arts. Despite attacking Saitama's organs with enough power to shift continents, he can't so much as make the hero flinch. Omni-Man also mostly just brawls his way through most fights, and his skill level is more questionable and vague. Omni-Man does have a stamina advantage, as Saitama doesn't really show feats in the hours to days of stamina. With his intelligence, speed, and days on end stamina, surely he could think of some way to beat Saitama, right? Outside of his direct physical abilities, all Omni-Man could possibly do is perhaps throw Saitama into space or something. However, Saitama can actually breathe in space. Even if their battle completely destroyed the planet they were standing on, Omni-Man would have to hold his breath, which only lasts about 2 weeks. While Omni-Man could just not breathe, the heat of the sun wouldn't be enough to hurt Saitama either, as Saitama has withstood the center of nuclear blasts without so much as a burn mark, heats that can at times eclipse that of the sun. So if Omni-Man tried to do what his son did, fighting another high-ranking Viltrumite on the sun's surface, it would only cause severe damage to Omni-Man, while Saitama would just be like, damn, this is a really nice sauna, or something like that. Even if Omni-Man were to, say, throw Saitama into a black hole, the gravitational properties of a black hole aren't even remotely enough to stop Saitama, and he could more than likely just fart his way out.
And his fart is stanky strong. But we can't get into that. We can't get into that.
Even joking, that's something he could do in character. Saitama is also able to basically grab onto and rip apart space, as shown when he kicked away Garo's hyperspace gates or when he broke into the Phoenix space. This space exists inside Phoenix Man's costume, and Saitama broke inside it. If worst comes to worst, Saitama could possibly just dimension hop, or maybe even crawl out of a black hole, or something goofy like that. Saitama, on the other hand, has several answers to Omni-Man's superior speed. While fighting Omni-Man, it's possible Saitama may begin growing stronger and faster, especially if he considers Omni-Man's speed impressive and gets excited. As the narrator explained, Saitama's emotions are what made him grow so exponentially, so if he got excited against Omni-Man, he could get faster. If for whatever reason Saitama decided,
And if you ever get excited with Goku, I guess it's over for Goku. I don't want to bring that up no more.
he could never hit Omni-Man, he could repeat what Garo taught him and jump backwards in time, either earlier in the fight or to a much younger and weaker Omni-Man. He could then hit Omni-Man with the reverse causality punch, which Omni-Man could literally never dodge, since it comes from the literal future and is impossible to dodge. All in all, Saitama has numerous options to deal with Omni-Man, even granting Omni-Man the severe speed advantage, which I only really did to prove that Saitama would still win. Nothing in his arsenal could remotely threaten Saitama. It might take a while, but Saitama will eventually punch Omni-Man, and it will be over in one punch. Thank you guys for watching. This was actually a really fun video to make. If you guys liked this video, please let me know so I know to make more Invincible content like this. And I'll see you next time.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. Saitama is that guy I've been trying to tell people, man. You can't tell. I've been trying to tell people. I've been trying to tell them this, but they will never accept it. But I ain't gonna hold you. It is what it is. But you already know. Link up in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe.